everyone, and welcome to Wingcat Sports. Today we are going to talk the Red Wings. The preseason has ended, and if I do say so myself, I am quite surprised with how well they've done.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised, but I very much enjoyed watching. I watched more preseason hockey this year than I have in quite a while, and just noticed a different kind of team, a much deeper team, a much more physical team, much more defensive minded team.
Yes.
We seem to outshoot almost everybody we played against.
Except for the one, I think the second Chicago game we did it.
Sprong really looks like a hell of a player.
You know who also looked good? Danielson,
and he's not even going to be on the team. He'll be in Grand Rapids or something. So, I mean, I think they pretty much know their roster.
Yes.
And some of the things I saw, I kind of guessed right. I hope if that's what it turns out to be. They put Rasmussen on the line with Larkin and DeBrincat, and I like that combination.
Yeah. The first line that I saw was predicted to be the power play unit, which is perfectly fine. That's a very, very good power play. The one spot where they have Fabry on the team, which I mean, they if they're trying to get rid of him, that's where you gotta go. I know he is a good playmaker if he can play well. I just didn't know if he would have room on the team or not.
Right.
But the one, it seems like Hall is the odd man out on the defensive side.
Which makes sense from what I saw. I tell you another thing about the defense that I saw that I was pleasantly surprised with, and we talked about this, is that Sherratt and Petrie look really good together.
Which is probably why they got Petrie.
And Petrie, surprisingly, I didn't know what he would look like. He has been really good so far in the preseason. If he keeps this up in the regular season, we're going to have a heck of a defensive core.
Yes, it's going to, and that's what you need. That's why I was saying in the offseason. That's why I've always said defense is what this team needed. It wasn't scores. If you gave your scorers a chance to attempt to actually score and not have to back check every single time, it would be perfectly fine. And your defense showed up. They showed what the team would be like. I went to the one home game against Chicago during preseason and saw Bedard play, and he's going to get himself knocked out with how he plays. He's a very talented player, but he's doing too much. Somebody's going to run right into him and flatten him. I know it's going to happen.
That's something that he's going to have to learn, and hopefully he won't learn it by getting something seriously hurt by doing that, because Eric Lindros' career was kind of derailed by Scott Stevens when he did that. He had a tendency, and he's a hell of a lot bigger than Bedard. I mean, a kid like that size who's going across and not looking. Yeah,
that's just the one thing. From seeing his highlights, seeing what he does, yes, he's very talented. All the deeks he does, they're amazing. But you try that against anybody who does not care about trying to play the puck and is just going to play the body, you're going to get yourself leveled. Just like in his first shootout attempt, Marc-Andre Fleury tripped him.
Right.
Because he was trying to do too much.
Yeah, and you know what? Like you were saying, that stuff all is great. All that deacon and stuff, that may work at the lower levels. These are professional hockey players. They're going to take the body. And I'm not saying that can't happen sometimes, that he can't develop some kind, but you're going to put yourself in a position, like you said, to get hurt.
Yeah, and I feel like that is going to end up happening, and we don't want that, but I'm saying that's probably going to happen. But going back to the Red Wings, since we went off with the Bedard stuff, this preseason standings, if they mean anything for how the year is going to look, the Red Wings finished second in the Atlantic in the preseason standings. Which, if they ended up being in second at the end of the year, fantastic. I would be amazed.
I would be shocked.
Ottawa did finish on top of the Atlantic in the preseason. Then it was us, Tampa, Toronto, Florida, Montreal, Boston, and then Buffalo. Roughly, probably not where Buffalo and Boston are going to sit in our division if that ends up happening, but it's still going to be a very tough division to play this year regardless.
I think you're not, I mean, I don't, maybe you do. I don't see a team like Boston this year. I see a much more even, much more parity.
I think it is going to be more even.
They say Toronto's pretty much, they think Toronto as a tendency might run away with our division, but
It's still going to be
That's
tough.
still to be seen.
The one thing in hockey, it doesn't matter if you're the best team. Boston proved it last year,
right?
And it's been proven for the past 10 plus years that the best team does not win the cup. All right, so you do not need to fit in that top seed to actually have a chance. Florida went to the final last year as the 8th seed. It is possible to make it. So hopefully the Wings can play well this year. It looks like they have a real shot from what it seems like in the preseason to be a playoff team.
Oh yeah, I mean, I was impressed with nearly everything. I don't know if the Brincat did he score?
I don't think he scored. I didn't get to watch as much
and stuff. So that's kind of, you could say that's something to think about or worry about a little bit. Because I would have liked to have seen him put the puck in the net. But all in all, they seem a deep team, and they seem to have a legit NHL defensive core, where you're going to, I mean, no matter which one's on the ice, you're not going to have to worry too much.
And that's what you need. They needed to bolster up at defense. And with even Hall being that extra guy with a 21 team, no trade clause, he's your 7th guy. I don't get that still, but it's still good.
Right. I mean, I go to Spare. I mean, geez, he looked good. They all look like they're going to have 2 legit power play units that can put the puck in the net.
Yes.
And with Petrie, Gotis Bear, Cedar, and Sherratt. Sherratt had a great goal the other night. If you can get Sherratt playing up to his potential because he's with Petrie, that's going to be such a big bonus for us.
Yes. It's going to be a much better team this year, I think. You might slip into that top 3 in our division. I still think you're probably going to be a wild card team, but you might be able to slip into the top 3. If you continue to play how you kind of played in the preseason, you will have a chance.
Right. And I mean, I'm not, Danielson will not be up with the team.
No.
But that kid looks, I mean, we were impressed with, who was a guy last year came up. I forget his name. Who? Soderblom? No, at the end.
Casper.
We were all excited about him. This kid might get up here before that kid. Who knows? He's a very solid 2-way player. And
yes,
he
plays a 200-foot game. He
did not look out of place out there whenever he was out there. He played well.
And that is your future you're looking at. Soderblom, he played well in the preseason. Casper played well. Danielson played well. Right? Your big guys are playing well who you want to see. Play well.
Right. And this team is not done changing. Yzerman still is going to tweak this thing next year, whether he brings back these guys he's got on 1-year deals or not. That's when these bigger players are, the Evansons are going to be coming up.
If all happens the way I think it might happen, if all your young guys play well in the AHL this year, you might just bring them up for next year. That you might not have a big free agency next year if all your young guys are doing good in the minors. They might just let them play next year and see what happens.
I'm honestly thinking they're getting to that point, and I kind of can see what Yzerman's doing in a very slow way. I've been critical of him, thinking this has been too slow, and sometimes his attitude toward things. But, I look at it and I say, yeah, this guy is at least, we want it. The guy's being honest with us. The guy's not telling us things, just so that he can, falsely bring up these hopes in us and stuff. So I kind of respect that. And I think, like I said, we've been getting better and better every year.
Yes,
I think by next year, we certainly will be in the playoffs, and possibly this year we will be in the playoffs.
Okay. We're going to get to an unnecessary part, but we're going to do a season prediction. How many points and how many wins?
Oh man.
Where do you think they're placing in our division? I'm going to say they're going to have 47 wins this year, which equates to what, 90?
That is something. That's not counting ties.
That's not counting ties. Let me get the math right
there. That's 84 points.
Right? 47.
No, that's 94 points. You have 47.
94 points. So
shit,
I'm going to say
without ties.
I'm going to say 47 wins. They're going to increase by 10 wins this year because I think 9 wins this year, and they are going to get about 5 more points than that, they'll have 5 OT losses, getting them up to 99 points, putting them at 3rd place
Oh,
in our
wow.
division.
That is a bold prediction. I'm going to say right around 90 points. I'm at 90 points is where I'll say they'll be at.
I believe that's where they finished last year.
No, they did not have 90 points.
I believe they had 90
Look
points
at it.
last year. If I can
No,
look
they
up
did
the
not. They had
points.
78 or something like
No, I think they had 90.
that.
Or maybe a little bit less. I think they had 88 last year because they had 38. They had 38 wins.
No, they couldn't have had that.
Let me make sure for you. But I'm pretty sure you're predicting around the same thing.
I'm saying they'll be in the low 90s, 90 or a little higher.
Let's see. Let's see where they.
To me, 90 is a 500 hockey team.
Let's see where they
They
were
won
at.
35 games last year.
They had. Where's the point total?
They won 35 games. And how many highs do they have? So 35.
They won 32 games.
32? I thought they won 35. Okay.
30. Wait, oh, wait. I have the wrong year. That was 21, 22. It gave me the wrong year. This is why I hate the internet. 2022, 2023. Here we go. They had 35 wins.
Right.
They ended with 80 points. So you are giving them 5 more wins.
80 points. I'm giving them 10 more points or more. Right in the low 90s.
So you're going to say they're going to have 40 wins with their 10 OT losses. That's what you're going to say?
That's what I think. I think the over under they said was
I'm going 99 points. 3rd place in the division. I'm going to ride high that they'll make it at the right spot in their division. That's a
giant jump, man. That's 19 points.
99 points. That is 12 more wins than they had last year.
Well, 99 will get them in the playoffs for sure.
That's 3rd place in the division.
Right. Okay.
Because last year the 3rd place team had 98. So I'm saying 99. That is my final prediction.
All right.
Mark it here.
That sounds good.
Right. With that being said, though, right, if you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, share the video. Until next time, hope to see everybody soon.